In this video, we want to show you how one marketing automation template can actually trigger two different templates based on the outcome of the first. So I know it sounds a bit like a puzzle, but that's hopefully where the fun of using marketing automation comes in. And so I'm going to actually use this converting contacts to customers sales promotion template workflow. And so what this is doing is using some content, some targeted content to try and gauge, if contacts are interested in particular offers or not, checking for website visits, purchases, or links clicked. And then based on the result, maybe positive or negative, of the particular workflow, we could then trigger two different workflows in response to that. So let's say we want to specify the list so that whenever someone signs up to a list, we wait for a couple of days. And remember, if you're using this in coordination with, for example, an onboarding or welcome workflow, you need to think about the timing. So maybe if you're onboarding those contacts and that workflow process would take, 5 days, or if you're, and then remember, if that actually triggers, another workflow, you need to think about your timing. So let's just say that theoretically this is a list where I'm not doing much promotion after my contacts are onboarded with general information. So I could actually increase this to wait for 5 days. And after 5 days, I want to start being able to gauge if they're actually interested in particular content. So let's say here I've got 3 messages that I've got set up that were based on, some specific offer, product type, service, download, something specific that I have already created. And so let's say that this is going to be, a message that we send all about our chocolate. And we're really promoting our chocolate and hope that either results in here. We could, at this point, check if this message actually triggered them to purchase something on our website for our chocolate, if it actually caused them to click a link in the message or maybe visit a URL. So you could interchange these URLs that are here in the template to be, to check if they actually click a link in that message. Or you could just make it be, the positive path of purchase. But this, would be able to help you be able to see if they didn't purchase something. And so we could enter the URL, for example, here. Remember, this is all about you make sure that you have your website integrated with GetResponse automation so that we can actually track what's going on there. So you could be able to do, enter in, this is our chocolate URL. Then we could give them a tag, for example, that they are interested in chocolate, or if this was actually a purchase configuration, we could say that they're, a chocolate customer. So I can just assign the tag that is chocolate interested. Little typo, but it's fine for this example. But if they're not actually going to that, page on our site, or they didn't click a link, or maybe they didn't purchase, I want to see, are they interested perhaps in something else? So let's say that I actually have, let's say this is going to be, I'm just kind of doing a guess. This is about all our brownies. So they weren't interested in our, exclusive chocolate. Perhaps they're interested in brownies. And so we could check here if they visited let's say the purchase page for our brownies, the product page. You could do the same type of, check at each stage. So let's just pretend /thank you. Let's say, just in this example, I'm changing, my scenarios here, but it's only because I want to give you guys some more ideas about how you can use it. So let's say that we wanted to check then if they actually purchased a brownie at this point, or they actually completed a purchase, after receiving a brownie upsell. And so then I could actually call them brownie customer. And if they didn't actually do that, I could try again. And if you only want to do this for this amount of time, 2 versions, you can delete all these elements. You don't have to do it the number, the 3, intervals that we have it set here. It's just, going to get you started. Or if you need more, you want to keep checking, you can keep going. So let's say I've got one more. Let's say it's going to be maybe something about a subscription service deal that I have. I could go through again, see if they purchased my subscription service, visited the subscription service site, did they click a link? Remember, this is all up to you. And then we could tag them based on subscription service interested. Let's say if they visited the site. And if they didn't do anything, if by the end of this flow they've got no interest at all, we could probably say that we want to actually retarget them. So they need to be retargeted because they were not interested enough in any of these offers based on what I gauged as interested, whether that was going to be a purchase being made, whether that was going to be a page visited, or maybe even a link clicked in a message, if that was the way you wanted to track it. So let's say this is going to be our general kind of promotion, trying to convert them into customers based on some targeted content that we're sending. And so now I'm going to show you an example of what we could do with this positive path. Let's say in the example of this brownie customer, what's something we could automatically trigger after that happens. And then what happens with these retargeting people who are not interested in any of that. So I'm going to save this as going to be this is my converting with content workflow. So I'm going to save this one. And now I'm going to show you, oh, there's a thing with my URLs. This can happen sometimes. I didn't complete the URL setup here. So we'll just go ahead and do that. Oops. And so you can see, you got to see a nice example of, getting a notification that you haven't configured everything properly, and then it can work out once you fix it. And so now what I need to do is I want to actually be able to target those brownie customers who were actually, purchasing brownies after my targeted content. I want to try and upsell my brownie customers. So that's going to be kind of a positive reaction to my converting contacts to customers work. So I'm going to use this template to automatically upsell those brownie customers. So whenever someone receives the tag of brownie customer, it means they bought something, my brownie, after my brownie, offer. I want to wait for a week. And then I want to automatically trigger an upselling. Let's see where I've got this. I think it's a draft. Whoops, this message. Brownies upsell promo. So this is a message I already have created. So someone was triggered by my brownie content. They became a customer of ours. After a week, I want to see, did they actually purchase? After a week, I want to see if I could then entice them to purchase again, maybe purchase, more exclusive types of brownies. Basically see if I can just convince them to revisit my shop and buy again. And so then I want to see if they actually clicked the link in the message. Did they actually visit that? And then regardless of if they actually clicked the link or not, I can try and check if they actually did purchase. So again, you've got that integration with your site. So I need to check if they made it to my purchase page, post-purchase page, and then I could, for example, tag that they have been upsold, brownie upsold, let's say. So they became a brownie customer, and then after a week, I want to send them some more information about brownies. If you love that brownie, you're going to love XYZ, whatever offer I have. Then I can check if they clicked that link in the message, if they actually clicked it to check out those brownie extra options I gave them. I can check if they ended up making a purchase, and if they did, I would count them as upsold. They were able to be convinced after their initial purchase to purchase again. So that's kind of a cool example for automatically upselling based on another, that earlier promotion we did. Brownie upselling, I can call this one. And then remember there was that, again, you guys see, I keep forgetting to do this. That negative path of that first promotion that we did where people were not, those were the people who were not interested in any of the offerings that I sent. And so that could be in this engagement and retention section where we can be retargeting our customers or contacts based on a tag that they have. So I can use this customer retargeting because I'm trying to promote purchases here. And so this is going to be if the contact has the tag of retarget. I know I want them to come into this workflow. And there's a wait element here because, these people have theoretically, from our converting contacts to customers workflow template, already received quite a few messages of us trying to decide and determine what it is they're interested in from us. But, so I don't want to overwhelm them with messages. So there is going to be a, waiting period here of a few days just to let them cool off, not really overwhelm them. And then I just want to see if they are interested in something. Maybe we could see what kind of content are they looking for. We can ask them if they're actually interested in that. Or at this point as well, if I wanted to, I could actually see if I could get them interested in maybe, some cupcake supplies or some, recipe subscription. Something that wasn't a part of our previous promotion where we're using that targeted content to see what they're interested in. Something different than that as well. We could see if we could get them interested in that. And so we could be able to see then from this workflow, if they actually clicked the link, we could then tag them, check if they purchased or not, check if they visited a product page. So it's something that's kind of similar as well. But whatever would happen, for example, at the end of this contact retargeting workflow, this negative path, if people have already not been converted from your previous workflow, then you're trying here to retarget them because they weren't interested in any of the offers. If again, you reach this point, a contact reaches this point, that would be probably a good candidate and time that you could actually initiate a win back promotion, because perhaps these contacts are not actually interested in your offers. You don't need to keep bothering them or wasting your own time. And you can actually remove the contacts from your list using a win back workflow at the end of this workflow. If again, after trying to retarget, asking people what they're interested in, they're still not interacting with your links, visiting your website, or making purchases, you could actually then, remove them from your list eventually. So I know we've been on this video journey for quite a while, so I won't go through configuring all of these elements because I think you get the idea here. Basically, what we're doing is trying to figure out if we can, track what people are interested in, offer up, exclusive content for those who haven't been interested in previous offers that you've sent. And if in the end they are still not interacting with your links or your website, or if you don't want to check your website, remember you can remove these and just check, for example, message opens or link clicks. And if in the end they're still not engaging with any of that, they're still not interacting, you could use the win back workflow template to, ask them if they want to stay on your list or not. And if they do not engage with that question, you could just remove them from your list and work on getting new contacts to your list and engaging with those who aren't interested in your offers. So this was an example of using a workflow, one workflow that kind of has positive and negative paths, and you could then trigger particular workflows based on those positive or negative paths from the first one. So I hope this gets your creativity flowing, you get some ideas, and you could actually start brainstorming some of the content you could use in workflows just like this.